Welcome to Radiant Mom Rising. Get ready to be inspired, empowered, and uplifted. I'm your host, Mary Dibble, and in each episode, we dive into amazing stories, insights, and conversations that help moms like you chase your dreams and embrace your worth. Let's rise and shine together. Hey, Radiant Mamas. Welcome back to another episode of Radiant Mom Rising. I hope everyone had a wonderful 4th of July. We got to get away to my husband's childhood house in Laurel Fork, Virginia. We call it Rich Hill, but it was amazing. This place is really out there and BFE. And it is so peaceful, so gorgeous. The views is just breathtaking. And we had a lot of fun. We had a little blow up pool and the kids, just getting them to run around, even the dogs stay with us and get to play fetch. And it was really, really nice. So that was very relaxing, very rewarding to get away like that. And I hope everybody who celebrates 4th of July also had a fun time. So today's guest is someone who speaks straight to the heart of what so many of us need to hear, that you don't have to split yourself into two to build a business and raise a family. You know, for those of you who know my work, this is exactly what I'm about. And today I'm going to be sitting down with Miss Shauna Van Mourik, a branding expert and passionate mama who believes that authenticity is your greatest strength in motherhood and in business. This episode is full of game-changing insights and mindful shifts that help remind you that your goals matter, your voice is powerful, and your version of success gets to be deeply personal and fulfilling. I really feel very passionate about this direction for us moms. I know firsthand how easy it is for us to put ourselves on the back burner because it feels like everybody wants our attention. The kids need us, the household needs managing, our spouses need our attention. It just, everyone wants for mommy to take care of them, to do all the things. And that's very exhausting. And it really does take away from us remembering that we matter too, that our own attention to ourselves is very important. So let's dive in and start aligning our business with the life that we truly want. Welcome back. I'm excited to be talking with Shauna today. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. So let's get started by you introducing yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So, on the professional side of things, coaches and therapists typically come to me so that they can stop following outdated, soul sucking branding and marketing advice and instead tap into a way that they can show up authentically and in a way that actually works for them. And I think this is a really important discussion to be had, especially for moms. So the other side of me, when it comes to the personal side, yes, indeed, I am also a mom. I am a mom of 3 beautiful children, all 10 and under at the time of this recording. And it's ride.
I love it. I love that you said that. And I would love to hear your journey because you're right. It's like, it's one thing about business and that is such an important thing for sure. And I think as moms, it's so important that we really become true to ourselves and really learn who we are, discover who we are outside of that role. But at the same time, it's still who we are. We are moms. So I'd love for you to talk a little bit about your experience, your journey, what it's been like having a business and raising 3 kids.
Yes, and it's definitely been a journey. I have to say that at the beginning. So I've been doing this for over a decade now. And as I said, I have kids who are 10 and under. So you can imagine I've had them around for the entirety of my business growth so far. I distinctly remember some really interesting coffee chats that happened where I would have to, while talking to the person I'm networking with, be changing my baby's bum because it's just what I have to do. You can't leave them sit there.
Yep.
So you have to do the thing. And you find out really quickly who you want in your professional circle. Because if somebody comes on that call and has an issue with you breastfeeding, changing your baby's bottom, get off the counter.
Yeah.
Anything like that.
Yeah, give me a moment. I gotta go.
Right? Any of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
They're not your person, right? I mean, really quickly, especially if your purpose really is to be that nurturing mother hen. There are some people who are fabulous mothers, but they are also very rigid in the way they're doing business, and that's okay too. It's all about being authentic to yourself. But for me, in my journey, it was very important to merge the two. In fact, I used to tell people, and I still do, is that life and business are intricately intertwined. And I personally cannot separate that. And in fact, I would argue that the separation of those two things is a very archaic way of, well, in fact, that's not even a good word. It's simply an outdated way of thinking, because if we talk about archaic way of thinking, those two things were intricately intertwined. So I digress. I'll get off my soapbox here, but that's where I'm coming from as an entrepreneur and mother.
And you know what I admire about you is the fact that like you practically have been on this journey like since you had little ones, like a little child. And so many feel like they have to wait until, oh, maybe when they're older, that's when I'll pursue it. But I love it, and this is another part of my mission is to inspire moms to get started now. There's no time like now. I don't care if you have a newborn or where you have multiple kids that you're trying to deal with. I am one too. I have three kids as well, but mine's is 3, 5, and 16. So it's like I know that there's a lot going on, but you're right. I have found and valued that I find that I value my family time. And so I make sure to run my business around my life rather than it running my life. And I think that's so important when, like you say, especially when you're teaching people to be authentic in their business. It's so important to be true and honor who you are and where you are too in your life. So yeah, I think that that's cool that you've been able to, I mean, share a little bit about that because I feel like someone listening right now who might have young ones might be discouraged at the idea of starting a business. And we all know that starting a business is not easy. So what's some of the things that you would say to someone in that situation that would help encourage them to just do it anyways?
You know, as a mom, you read a lot of Dr. Seuss, and
Love.
many people know this quote: those who mind don't matter, those who matter don't mind. Remember that, because I'll tell you, one of my favorite people who I met at the beginning of my journey. So my children are 10 and 6 and 7. They're Irish twins.
Oh,
So
I know
I'm chasing around these babes in arms while
that.
my just above a toddler is
Yeah.
functioning in the way she wants to function, because
Yeah.
she's one of those wild spirits. And I'm having a networking call, and I'm talking to this woman and I'm having a great time. The one child is playing quietly by themselves, very great. The other child is clung to me because my only boy, very much mama's boy. And the other one is doing her own thing too, but kind of wildly. And you're like, all right, well, we'll see how that goes. But you're still networking and having a great call. But then doesn't the one that's clung to me all of a sudden not be clung to me? Where the hell did he go?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's
So
gonna.
now we need to go find okay, I got to get your brother. Sorry, and this is me reenacting it. Sorry, one moment. I just need to see where he went. I think that he might be pooping in my closet. And you run. All right. So you're now, if you're watching this right now, you'll see me off camera. Right? There's nobody there. And
Okay.
you're trying to talk to me, having this networking calling. Okay. Now the person on the other side of this, already you could tell good vibes.
Yeah.
But when I came back, my 5-year-old was having a very animated conversation with the woman on the other side. And
Oh, I would love that.
they were hitting it off like no
Oh,
tomorrow. It
that's
was wonderful. And that's how
yes.
I knew that that was the person I wanted to collaborate with.
Yeah.
That's how I knew that that person understands
Yeah.
and really respects the really quality level of thinking that a person can bring when they are both mother and business owner.
Yeah.
Right? I don't stop being an expert in branding and marketing while I'm wiping my baby's bottom.
Yeah. Nope. Nope. Absolutely not. And I think that's amazing. Oh, I love it because like you're just my type of people right here because because I've had that too. I've actually interviewed somebody who sat here on a yoga ball breastfeeding her newborn the whole time, and it was like there's no shame in that. Like we're moms, and it should make you feel better to find those people and to know that it's okay that you get to do what you love for you while getting to be a mom and embracing that too. And isn't the whole point too for so many of us of wanting to pursue this is to have that financial freedom and that time. making more time so that we get to be present for our kids. We get to go to their field trips or, plan little vacations and do the things that you can do when you have that financial freedom and that time freedom, because that's what building a business will give you. But it does take time, of course, and it takes you, learning as you go, because not everyone can always have the answers for you. And even if they do, it's still a matter of you walking through it. You still have to take the steps to get to that next level and meet the right people, get connected. Because, like you say, I mean, you don't know who you meet until you get out there, right? And networking is a great opportunity to meet new people and to find collaborations opportunities. And, I think it is so crucial that we just let go of this, I guess, idea that we can't be both, that we don't get to have
Absolutely.
both.
This is a really important distinction. A lot of people think of it as an either or situation, but
Yeah.
it's not. It's in fact a yes and
Yes.
situation. And if you're doing things, and I don't like to use the words right and wrong, but if you're doing things in alignment
Mhm.
as you progress through this journey of both motherhood and potential entrepreneurship, then you're going to be doing things in a way that allow you to live the lifestyle that you
Yeah.
desire. A lot of people try to market, and myself included, because it's easier to conceptualize a monetary increment. So, for example, that 6-figure
Yeah.
goal is often put out there. I use that often as well. But more so, I use the word lifestyle. So, do you want to live a 6-figure lifestyle? And that
Uh-huh.
that puts different images in your mind for a different person. I could alternatively say, do you want to live that 7-figure lifestyle? Oh, wait, now this is a little bit different. Now I'm thinking about things a little bit differently. And this is a part of branding and marketing. And how do you want to show up? Right. And if you're able to really come into alignment with that lifestyle, whatever the monetary number is that you attach to it is up to you, because somebody thinks of a 6-figure lifestyle and they have one vision and another person has another, and that's okay. But it's important for you to understand what that lifestyle looks like for you
Mhm.
in order for you to build your business around that. And I think that's what you're describing when you say things
Yeah.
like, I want to go to my kids' field trips. I
Yeah.
want to be able to take time for myself.
Yeah.
One of my goals is to be able to spend time with my grandmother. She's 88 years old. She's the
Oh,
great grandmother to my children. I don't work Friday mornings. Why? Because I go to breakfast with grandma. That is a non-negotiable.
negotiable. Yes.
Okay. So whether you're a mother or not, you have a lifestyle goal that you want to facilitate, you need to build your business around that. And starting now when life is tough
Yeah.
actually makes it easier for you to build that lifestyle as you progress, as you keep going.
Absolutely. Because think about right now, like who you were when you first started compared to now. And I can imagine like the growth and the knowledge and the experience. And it's like, that's why I encourage people to get started now, because you're never going to get there and you don't want to wait until it's later. Not saying that because I always want to put that out there, because I meet so many women older in life that they're doing stuff amazing right now. So it's never too late to start, but it is if you allow yourself to wait. I just want to encourage you. Don't wait if you don't, just do it now and get started, and everything else falls into place. Does it not? I mean, it just really does fall into place the more you just, like you say, find that alignment for yourself and your
Absolutely.
business. And I believe in that. I love that you honor that in so much in your life, because as an entrepreneur, that's the cool thing, right? We get to kind of make it our own. It gets to be what you want it to be. You don't have to answer to anyone anymore. You don't have to pretend to be what this company or this corporate what they're about. It's you. And I think that's a lot of fun, right? So,
And I noticed that you use the word you get to. And I think that's a really powerful sentence, well, word within the phrase, right? Like a lot of
yes.
people say, well, I have to do this and I have to do that, and all these obligations and responsibilities that come with motherhood, among other things as well. But it's really important that we work on our minds first. And I know that, like, I'm a branding and marketing expert. I'm very much interested in the tactics and how can I utilize facts and statistics to help you advance your business, right? Like I get
Yes.
that. That's
Yeah. That's your
boring.
specialty. No, but that's your
That's boring. Nobody
I
likes that shit. Like, let's be real. Nobody likes that shit. I like it
love it.
because I like it as a means to
Yeah.
an end, right? So
Hmm.
like, I'm good at that. I dive into that. But let me tell you something. Part of my business is called marketing confidence for a
Ooh.
reason,
Mm-hmm.
right? We don't just talk about the statistics, the KPIs, the analytics. We don't just talk about that. We talk about the nitty gritty stuff, and we base your brand identity. And I'm not talking about the visuals, the pretty stuff. I mean the sticky stuff. We base that on you, who you are, the lifestyle you want to live. And what I'm getting at here is that it starts here in your brain, right? Your mindset. My background is in psychology and neuroscience, and it's excruciatingly important for you to look at your brain and how it functions. If you live in the woo-niverse like me, I like to merge the woo with neuroscience, because these two things are actually very much the same if you understand them both with depth. And if you can get your mind around the I have to's and into I get to, I have the opportunity to raise my children and start a business that's aligned with my passions. I get to show them by modeling what it looks like to live your dream, what it looks like to work damn hard for your dream, what it looks like to step back for a moment, to unplug, per se, to learn hard lessons, to cry sometimes. For both life reasons and business reasons, and say it's okay. Because when they see that, they're learning and they're growing and they're able to. I get to do that. A lot of people see it as an obligation and a have to. But you use that word, I get to, and I think that's really powerful.
It is, and it shifted so much. And just even so, I used to be at a point where, because I grew up, with a very mom who loved cleaning all the time. Everything had to be super clean. And so having three dogs and toddlers and a kids and a husband, it's truly impossible to keep a house clean. But it used to stress me out to the core, because I would work so hard and 5 minutes later, you wouldn't even think I touched anything, but I would allow it to get to me. And so it was so wonderful when I started doing the work on myself and shifting, like you say, just my language and being like, I get to clean my home, my house. I always dreamt of having a house. And here I am. Before I was 30, I bought my first house. I get to take care of this family. I have a family. I have a family who loves me, kids who look up to me. Like, when you have the shift up perspective, instead of looking at the lack or the struggles and the things that you don't like, and rather look at the gratitude and be grateful for what you get to do this because of what you have. That was so transformative for me. And now and also too, like, I've learned it's okay to let it be a little messy. It's okay
Absolutely.
to not have to jump right then and there and clean up every little mess that happens or whatever. It's okay to let things go and focus on what matters most for you right now in that moment. You will get to it when you get to it, and it will feel so much better, because you don't, like you say, feel like I have to do this now, or I can't do this because I got, it's so wonderful how we can shift. And that's what I'm all about with moms, because so much of us, I understand the business aspect is important, and so many people want to know how to do this, how to do that, how to do that. But what they don't ever really think about, which is the underlying thing that I realized that held me back in the beginning, is our mindsets. It is who we are. If you are not in tune truly with who you are, and who you want to be in life and how you want to show up, and really learning to love yourself, accept yourself, and embrace your uniqueness, you can know all the things all you want. You can do all the things, but you're not going to attract. You're not going to truly open yourself up to receive what you can, what you would be able to carry, and what you should, what you're,
Absolutely.
yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm all about. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Hey, Mama, just a quick break from the show. I want to take a moment to speak directly to you. If you've been feeling stuck in survival mode, juggling all the things, quietly wondering if your dreams are ever going to happen, I want you to know this. You're not alone, and it doesn't have to stay this way. Imagine what's possible when you surround yourself with women who get it, who cheer you on, offer real connection, and remind you that your goals matter too. That's exactly what happened at our Mama Means Business networking event. These aren't just meetings, they're meaningful moments of alignment, opportunity, and support. Our next one is coming up on Thursday, July 17th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'd love for you to be part of it. And if you're feeling like you need deeper, more personalized support to finally shift the patterns, get clear, and create the life you're meant to live, this is your invitation. I've opened just a few spots for my one-on-one Radiant Mom Breakthrough coaching calls. This is where we dig into your heart, your purpose, and your next step together with loving guidance and a path that's designed just for you. This can be the moment everything changes. You don't have to hustle or prove anything. Your desire to grow is enough. The support is here, the space is open, and your next chapter is waiting. Head on over to marydibblecoaching.com to explore both the Mama Means Business networking event and book your free breakthrough call if it feels aligned. All right, now back to the episode. Let's keep rising, Mama.
I've heard, I love that. I love that so much because I've heard people say, we're human beings, not human doings, right? And
Oh,
this is
yeah.
a really important distinction.
Yeah.
Now, that said, I understand the tactical practical, right? So under receiving who you are and being who you are is absolutely a necessary part of this journey, whether you want to be an entrepreneur or whether you want to just focus on motherhood. Both are very amazing endeavors and they require immense amounts of work. That's that first bit. In execution, you do need to do the do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You need to understand the tactical practical. And the reason I say this, the reason I really emphasize the fact that the blend is necessary is because I have been in situations where, as a mom and entrepreneur, I've been mentored. And those mentors have said things like, "Oh, I'll bring up to them, I don't understand how to do X, Y, Z. I don't understand. Like, there's something in here that I'm not understanding, and it's not about digging deeper into who I am to understand.
Yes.
It's a tactical, practical understanding of the concept and the action." And I've brought this up to mentors, and now this is years ago now, but I brought this up to mentors years ago, and they'd say, "Oh, we need to work on your mindset." No. I got this. I got this. Like, I am ridiculously overconfident about this. I don't understand this.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
important to yes,
Blend it. Yes,
be a human
exactly.
being and also understand the tactical practical execution.
Yeah.
How
Yep.
do you can't possibly keep a clean house if you weren't taught how to keep a clean house.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. And this is why people like you are so important because it's like it goes beyond just working on that mindset. It goes in beyond because for me, one of the biggest things, I'm a tech queen. So I learned tech really easily. I've self-taught myself a lot of the stuff. So I love to teach because that what breaks my heart is seeing so many people who have this amazing vision, who has such a big message to give, but they won't do anything because they don't know how to do Zoom or do social media or do like little things like creating a calendar so people can sign up to talk with them. And I'm like, I want to show you how to do that. I want to show you how to edit this stuff. I can show you how to edit your podcast. Like I want to help people. You're right. Because it is one thing to know who you are and what your goals are and what your vision is. And that's a really important piece of continuing to grow and learn and evolve. But you're right. That is something so many of us are missing. That tech side of things, that understanding of really, because for instance, I don't have a background in marketing and sales. So I have my experience of being like in the banking industry and the restaurant business in which sales was important skill set to learn. But at the same time, it doesn't make me always that expert. So it's important that I invest and find someone who can help me to really refine my messaging or teach me about the best things that are working right now in the industry and what I'm doing. Don't be afraid of that, people, because it does help level you up and take some of that weight off of you of trying to figure it out on your own.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
I think that especially as women,
Oh, yeah.
we're meant to be social beings. All people are meant to be social beings. I need to make sure I drive that home too.
Yes.
All people
Yeah.
are meant to be social, community driven beings. We are humans. That's what we are. We're meant to conglomerate in that way. So asking for help
Yeah.
is an excruciatingly important part of that. As women, we can facilitate that typically. Now I'm talking about like on average, typically women are better able to facilitate that based on a number of factors that combine nature and nurture, conditioning, etc. But why not do it?
Yeah.
You want to do this thing, you don't know how to do this thing, reach out to somebody.
Yeah.
You don't always need to. A lot of people get afraid of doing that because of being afraid to be sold to. which is a tricky thing too, where we want to talk about mindset, because if you're afraid to be sold to, does that equate to you're afraid of selling?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, now we're talking about something different, right? Versus, are you just like, I really don't know what it looks like
Mm-hmm.
to refine my brand, or to take that brand and apply it to a strategy that allows me to continue to live my lifestyle the way I want to? Because oftentimes we're fed these, little pretty boxes that are a marketing strategy, which are usually outdated and made by men. PS. And they're like, here, fit into this. That doesn't work, especially for moms, especially for solopreneurs and micro business owners, where you're wearing a lot of hats.
Yeah.
You are not going to be able to fit into this box.
Yeah.
You won't be able to. That's not a criticism. We were not meant to fit into the box. We were not meant to contort ourselves in such a way that inevitably cuts off the most important parts of ourselves.
Yeah.
So instead, we can formulate something, especially with a knowledgeable other, we can formulate something that fits us perfectly. It's like getting a tailored dress or pantsuit, whatever you love to wear. It's like getting it tailored. It feels good.
Yes.
And you can wear it wherever you want. That means you can do it in a way that feels like you're not on a hamster wheel every
Yeah.
single day. Doing the
Mm-hmm.
do for the sake of doing it feels good. It's fun. And
Mm-hmm.
bonus, it's effective because you love it, because the energy's there and it's aligned and it's based off of informed decisions.
Yes. Yes. I 100% agree. And I think that anyone would be lucky to work with someone like you. You know what you're talking about. And I love it because I think that there are so many people out there and there's so much fears around selling and marketing and so much confusion in that. And so it's wonderful to have people like you who really help do that customize it and really work with people to get to find their brand, to find themselves, like to find their voice and how they're going to get out there in the world and share their gifts and really financially create a world where they get to have that freedom, but are making that impact and making that difference. And that's another like a topic we can get onto is our money mindsets, but because a lot of people, that is a struggle right there. I could see it with so many people. It's not even believing that we're allowed to have more, allowed to ask people to pay you for your services. And we've got to really work on shifting that, people, because we deserve it. And the more we work together and help each other out, the more we all thrive and grow.
Can I challenge the audience with something?
Yes, please do.
Because this is really cool. And this isn't something like, I'm not just like passing on knowledge. This is something that I learned I didn't expect to learn. So here's what happened. I'm a storyteller at heart. So that 88-year-old grandma I talked to you about, she gambles. Not like gambles like constantly at the slots type gambles, but you know how you get the white-haired old ladies who buy their scratch tickets and stuff like that. So like that's her, right? And she does it like every week. She's got like $30 or something like that. So
Yeah.
whatever. And so the lottery, I want to say it was, I don't know, some ridiculous number, like $80 million.
Yeah.
Okay. So what she likes to do is telling me about how she would spend the money. So I was like, okay, I got you. And usually she talks about, if she won the million, right? And we know that in today's day, $1 million doesn't go that far.
Yeah. Hmm.
So I challenged myself one day just for shits and giggles. Okay. This was not anything for business or whatever. I was literally playing. I challenged myself to think about how would I spend $80 million, because that's how big the lottery was. And I'm going to let you in on a secret. Okay. I'm going to challenge you all to do this. Okay. I want you to
Okay.
think about how would I spend $80 million. And now I'm going to give you a spoiler. You may not be this person, but I know I found that I was this person. I could not even grasp the concept of $80 million. And when I say I want you to think about how to plan it, I mean like down to the penny. All
Yeah.
right. I couldn't even grasp it. I had to break it down into $5 million chunks. I literally had to take $75 million and just invest it,
Yeah.
because I didn't know. I don't know, $5 million I could work with. But that revealed to me a money mindset, not block, but limitation that I needed to just kind of explore why. How how can I how can I explore this further? And then I was able to kind of expand and understand what kind of dividends would $75 million pay. And then I was able to explore that. And what happened to me, this may or may not happen to you, but what happened to me was that I was better able to understand the smaller amounts of money that was coming in because of my concept of the larger amount of money that in this fantasy world I had won. And it opened me up to receive larger amounts of money. And that made a huge impact on how my business ran in general, but also in my bottom line as well, which was really fun.
That's awesome. What a wonderful challenge. I really do hope anyone listening like to really think about that and explore that in yourself so you can really see like what are you limiting yourself to. And it is important to open yourself up because if you are not in a place where you can carry that kind of money, then you're never going to open yourself up to receive it. You've got to be in a place where you can carry that kind of money because every level, right, in your business, every single level, there's always new challenges, new things to think about, new ways to grow that even. So it's okay, honor where you are, but recognize it first of all, and then work to start opening yourself to see money differently, see things differently. So I love that. Thank you so much, Shauna, for everything you've shared. Please share with the audience if someone was listening and they would love to work with you. Where's the best place they can find you?
Oh, best place to find me is on my website. You can go to www.shaunalee.com, SHAUNALEIGH.com. From there, you can connect with all of my socials. I've got them all linked right at the top. If you DM me, like, I'm going to say hi. I'm that person. Like, I'm not so far removed from everything that I can't actually say hi, especially if you tell me that you came from this podcast. Because if you mention Mary, I got you. I'm like, yeah, girlfriend, let's chat. Like, I'm here for it. This is what I'm all about, is the authentic connection. So absolutely shoot me a DM and let's get the party started.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I think anyone would really enjoy working with you. Your energy, your personality, it seems like it would be so much fun to work with you. So I always, of course, open up the floor. Is there any final piece of advice you'd like to share with the listeners today?
Oh, how I from Dr. Seuss to some like grandmother shit. Like
Oh my God, you're so fun.
goodness gracious. Final piece of advice. You know, I always tell people to be yourself, be authentic, and that's not going to stop. You're going to hear that from me over and over again. But in addition to that, I just want you to remember that your journey is your own. Right? We see this circulating the internet all the time is the idea that, Oprah started her talk show at this age and so did this at this age. They're not lying. Your journey is your own. Stop comparing yourself to other people and just freaking do the thing that makes your heart happy. That's all we're here for. Yeah. We're just here to live.
Yes.
If you're not doing that, start maybe.
And see what opens
up.
up.
For yourself, for your kids, right? If not for yourself, for your kids, you are not doing them a service by limiting your own life. Live like your life is on the line. I think that's a pink quote, but it's true.
Yeah, love it. I couldn't agree more. And I love the advice. I think it's so powerful. And again, thank you so much, Shauna, for being on the show with us today. This has been so much fun.
I had a riot. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Such a fun talk with Shauna. Here are the key takeaways. You don't need to hide parts of yourself. Your story, your motherhood, and your personality are assets to your brand. You can start right where you are, even with a busy schedule. Your dreams are worth pursuing now, not someday. You thrive most when surrounded by people who respect your journey as both a mother and an entrepreneur. You get to create a business that flows with your lifestyle, not one that drains you or pulls you away from what matters most, even with all the demands that come with being a business owner. You can face challenges more powerfully by blending emotional resilience and strategic action. You'll find more joy and momentum when you shift your thinking from I have to I get to. You're allowed to prioritize lifestyle freedom, not just financial goals. How your business feels matters just as much as what it earns. You don't have to fear being sold to. Getting support is a key part of growth and transformation. You can rewire your money mindset by imagining what you do with the abundance and preparing to handle it well. You are building a legacy with every choice. Your happiness and alignment are some of the best lessons you can model for your kids. To learn more about Shauna, be sure to visit her using the links in the show notes. Thank you so much for being here today, Mama. I hope this episode gave you the encouragement or clarity you needed. If it did, feel free to share it with a mom friend. It's a powerful way to pay it forward and help another woman rise. Also, if you haven't already joined in on the 100th episode giveaway, what are you waiting for? There's still time to enter for your chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card. And trust me, it's super simple. Just check out the main post on Instagram at Mary D Coaching and follow the steps. You've likely already done most of them by just being a loyal listener, so don't miss out on the fun prize. And hey, speaking of fun, if you've been craving real connection with other inspiring driven moms who just get it, come join us at this month's Mama Means Business networking event happening on Thursday, July 17th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. These events are filled with powerful conversations, new friendships, and supportive energy to help you both in life and business. It's such a vibe, and I'd love to see your face there. You can find us on Eventbrite or click the link in the show notes to RSVP. And for those of you ready to go deeper, maybe you're navigating a transition, craving clarity, or finally feeling ready to put your dreams front and center. Come visit me at marydibblecoaching.com and book your free Radiant Mom Breakthrough call. This call is all about you. Together, we'll gently unpack what's been keeping you stuck, tap into what you really want, and map out a clear, inspired path forward with loving guidance and zero judgment. Just you, me, and a powerful space to finally focus on the version of you that's been waiting to shine. All right, Mama, thank you for tuning in. Your time and energy mean the world to me. Until next time, keep rising, keep glowing, and keep believing in the beautiful life you're creating. Much love.